This staff has displayed consistently an unfailing commitment to excellence in providing exceptional service to all those. They give so much of themselves to those that we serve.
This is one of the finest workforce centers in the state, and it has a great reputation for helping veterans.
I'd say probably 95% of the time the staff doesn't realize what they do is so important. It has such a meaningful impact on other people's lives.
We do this not for the income that comes in, but we do it for the outcomes. We do this for the fact that every single outcome we have is not a widget, it's not a product that's being put on the street. We have the ability to impact and touch people's lives, and in one of the most meaningful ways that we can.
In a conversation actually with my next door neighbor, I identified that her son had a disability, and through that we were able to get him enrolled in our youth program. He's high functioning Asperger's and has been going to school at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. The only thing holding him back from graduation is an internship. And with his disability, it's really hard for him to connect with employers. So we got him enrolled, and he worked with our Opportunity Internship Program, and we were able to successfully place this young man in an internship at the Sky Sox over the summer.
We had a father and son come in one time. The dad was in the DMV offices over there doing something for his license. And he stopped by and said he'd been out of work for 18 months. He got registered with us, created an account, did some job search, and he informed us that he was hired by a local restaurant here, and they hired his son too.
One of our customer service, Susan, told me a story about a lady that came in who was homeless, who had just lost her home, and she'd been coming to the workforce center for a couple months trying to find employment, trying to find work, searching and doing what she's supposed to be doing as far as looking for a job. And Susan said, you know what, their DHS opened a position upstairs, you need to apply for it. And this is a person who's mentally just not, they're not in a good place in their life, and they needed that extra push and that extra vote of confidence from one of our staff members. And this person said, well, I don't think I'm going to get it, but I'll apply for it anyway. She went ahead, applied, she got interviewed, and she actually started this week for the job.
Ken was a long-term unemployed veteran who recently transitioned out of the service, was having difficulty finding work, and his unemployment had run out. As struggling as that is, as big a challenge as that is, Ken is also a single father of 3 children. We got him an appointment with one of our veteran counselors, DVOP named Jerry Schifflin. And what Jerry did is Jerry worked with Ken to identify his skills and his abilities and his background. And he discovered that Ken did have a strong background in IT. He arranged for Ken to obtain what's referred to as a Security Plus certificate. And that was enough to help Ken get a job. But it doesn't stop there. As I mentioned, Ken was long-term unemployed. He had already exhausted his savings, and at the same time he was going through this training, working with Jerry, he was on the verge of being evicted from his rental property because he was months behind in his rent, over $2,000. So what Jerry did is he put together a consortium of 4 different agencies, including our own, but also other veteran service organizations came together, 4 different agencies came together, chipped in, and then settled Ken's back rent.
One of the most recent that stands out is a gentleman that came in who was a re-entrant citizen. And he was very upfront about that he had a lot of felonies, but he just needed an opportunity. He wanted to be a truck driver. So this person had applied to a training institution to help him get his Class A license. And I think he was misled by the industry because we found a lot of employers wasn't going to hire him because of his felons. And myself and the team, we worked very hard and very diligent to try to find employment. And he had just come to some radical acceptance that he had made these poor choices in his past. And this is what's costing him his future. And so I thought that was very mature of him. But he kept seeking, and we kept seeking. And then he got an opportunity that was out of state, and he seized that opportunity. This gentleman was doing so well It's been a year. It's been a year now, but we just received this email that he's being recruited back here to the Springs because he's doing so well. Also, they're saying to him they will give him his own truck that he can lease to own, which is going to put extra money in his pocket, and they're going to allow him to travel with his children. That was one of the benefits. And he also gets full medical and dental if he decides to come back to the Springs.
Honestly, the people who work here don't work here for a paycheck. They work here in order to make a difference.
It truly is a hidden jewel, but it shouldn't be hidden anymore. It should be a glimmering, gleaming light that everyone knows about. I want it to be something that's as visible as Pikes Peak.
I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a staff that's as dedicated and as inspiring as the staff here.